In the year 2245, humanity had expanded its reach far across the galaxy, establishing colonies on countless planets, forming a network of human settlements amid the stars. Earth, once humanity's only home, had become a proud symbol among these distant worlds, standing as a beacon of resilience, diversity, and survival. Its unique history, cultures, and achievements had woven a legacy respected by many, but with this expansion came an inevitable clash with the unknown. Humanity's encounter with other intelligent life had opened doors to both fascination and fear, and despite their advancement, humans found themselves confronted by their age-old tendency to fear what was different. Among the various alien species encountered, some were accepted, while others became targets of prejudice. The Zari, a strikingly beautiful yet misunderstood species, were among those who faced the brunt of this alienation. Known for their shimmering, bioluminescent skin and almost ethereal appearance, the Zari's reputation had been marred by rumors of unpredictability and danger. Their otherworldly features made them a target for distrust, especially among those who clung tightly to humanity's traditional values. Their misunderstood traits led many humans to distance themselves from the Zari, considering them a mysterious yet potentially hazardous race. The fear and suspicion ran so deep that in some human colonies, interactions with the Zari were outright discouraged or regulated, and stories of their dangerous behavior fueled the prejudice even more. On the Zari homeworld of Zara, a planet renowned for its vibrant landscapes and flourishing ecosystems, a young Zari girl named Lyra found herself in a dire situation. Her home had become a flashpoint of tension and unrest between her people and humans. While Zara was a paradise of lush jungles, crystalline waters, and otherworldly flora, it had recently become a harsh environment for the Zari themselves. The peace that had once prevailed was shattered as conflicts arose, and the Zari were gradually forced into hiding, as their homes became targets for violent mobs seeking to purge the threat they believed the Zari posed. Lyra's life, once filled with the beauty of her home and the closeness of her family, was abruptly torn apart when their dwelling was attacked. A mob, angered by tales of Zari hostility, descended upon her home in a sudden onslaught of destruction. In the chaos, Lyra tried to escape but was struck by a piece of debris, leaving a deep gash on her arm. Terrified and alone, she fled, stumbling into the dense jungle that covered much of Zara. The pain from her wound was excruciating, and infection soon set in as the days wore on. Her bioluminescent skin, once radiant with vibrant colors, began to dim, reflecting the toll her injury and exhaustion were taking. She wandered deeper into the wilderness, growing weaker as her hope dwindled. On a nearby human colony, Dr. Ethan Hayes, a compassionate and skilled medic, received a transmission from a Zari scout team about a wounded young Zari girl in the jungle. Ethan, known for his open-minded approach to medicine and deep respect for life in all its forms, immediately felt a duty to respond. However, not all the colonists shared his views. Many humans on the colony considered the Zari untrustworthy, and rumors of their supposed dangerous nature spread rapidly. The very idea of assisting a Zari was met with murmurs of dissent and skepticism. Despite the objections, Ethan was resolute. He believed that compassion should extend beyond species, that his duty as a doctor was to preserve life, not judge it. Equipped with a medical kit and a small team, Ethan set off into the jungle, determined to find and help Lyra. As they journeyed through the alien wilderness, the team was enveloped by the enchanting colors of Zara's landscape, a stark contrast to the sterile metal and machinery of their colony. The thick foliage seemed alive, glowing softly under the distant light of a setting sun. The atmosphere was charged with tension, but Ethan felt a pull guiding him deeper into the jungle, an unspoken instinct that urged him forward. Following the coordinates from the distress signal, they came upon a small clearing. There, under a protective canopy of ancient trees, they found Lyra lying motionless, her skin a pale shadow of its once vibrant hue. Ethan rushed to her side, his heart pounding as he knelt beside her. "Stay with me," he whispered softly, hoping his voice would reach her through the fog of pain and fear. Lyra's breathing was shallow and her eyes barely flickered open. His team, hesitant and apprehensive, watched from a distance, their fear of the unknown evident in their expressions. Yet Ethan's unwavering focus on the task at hand gradually influenced them. The sight of Lyra's injury, a wound infected and spreading darkness through her skin, was enough to turn their fear into pity. "Get the saline solution and bandages," he ordered, his voice calm but commanding. One of his team members hesitated, voicing the doubts of the group. "Ethan, are you sure? She's in pain," he interrupted firmly. "And she needs help now." His resolve and empathy swayed them, and they quickly laid out the supplies. As he worked, Ethan spoke to Lyra in a soft, reassuring tone, urging her to stay awake. "You're safe now. I'm here to help you. Just hold on." Lyra, initially lost in a haze of fear, began to feel a glimmer of warmth at the sound of his voice. Despite the language barrier, his tone conveyed a sense of protection, a lifeline she could cling to in her darkest moment. As Ethan cleaned her wound, he noticed the intricate, faint patterns on her skin, each one unique and beautiful, telling silent stories of her heritage. His initial curiosity transformed into admiration for the depth of her culture, and he found himself drawn to her plight. The process was agonizing for Lyra, but she focused on his gentle hands, anchoring herself in the compassion he exuded rather than the searing pain of her injury. The hours that passed felt like an eternity as Ethan and his team worked tirelessly to stave off the infection. As they treated her, he could sense his team's initial hostility waning, replaced by awe for the alien girl's bravery and Ethan's selfless dedication. When the procedure was finally over, he exhaled with relief. "You're going to be okay," he said with a reassuring smile. "But you need rest." Lyra, still frail but feeling a new sense of hope, gazed up at him with gratitude. Though she feared returning to the colony, where she believed humans would harm her, Ethan reassured her. But Lyra, with a soft, determined shake of her head, declined. "They'll hurt me. I can't go back," she whispered, her voice trembling. Ethan's heart sank at her words, the deep-rooted prejudice against her people painfully clear. "Then we'll find another way," he promised. "You deserve a chance, Lyra. You don't have to face this alone." In the days that followed, Ethan and Lyra's bond grew stronger. He taught her about human customs, while she shared the rich stories and legends of her people. The laughter they shared as he attempted to mimic her bioluminescent dance was a stark contrast to the tension that had initially filled the jungle. Their connection slowly bridged the divide between their worlds, and their differences faded as they formed a friendship based on trust and empathy. Word of Ethan's actions spread through the colony, sparking mixed reactions. Some colonists clung to their prejudices, but others began questioning their views, inspired by the sight of a human helping Azari. Driven by a growing sense of hope, Ethan devised a plan to take Lyra to a sanctuary, a place where persecuted beings, human or otherwise, could find refuge and acceptance. The journey was fraught with challenges, from treacherous landscapes to the watchful eyes of those who would see them separated. Yet each obstacle strengthened their resolve. In each other they found strength and resilience, knowing that together they could face any hardship. At last they arrived at the sanctuary, a hidden haven filled with beings from all corners of the galaxy, united in their struggle for acceptance. Lyra, stepping into her new home, turned to Ethan with shimmering eyes, whispering, "You saved me." Ethan, feeling the weight of his mission lift, smiled. "No, Lyra. We saved each other." In that moment, surrounded by the shared hopes of countless beings, they both understood that empathy and compassion held the power to bridge any divide. Amidst a universe often divided by fear and prejudice, they had found solace and unity, creating a new legacy of hope that would echo across the stars for generations to come. As days passed, Ethan and LRA's friendship grew deeper. She taught him about Zarian culture, describing the ancient dances and songs that celebrated life and nature. Ethan, fascinated, listened intently to the stories, often wondering how such a peaceful culture could be so misunderstood by his own people. LRA, in turn, was curious about human customs and history, asking about Earth's own journey through prejudice, struggle, and triumph. Ethan would recount tales of human resilience, of times when humanity overcame its own biases and divisions to create a better world. These exchanges became a cherished ritual, and LRA's laughter became a familiar sound in the quiet jungle nights. Through these moments, both began to see the importance of bridging worlds and learning from each other's strengths. In the depths of Zara's wilderness, their bond became a symbol of what could be, a bridge between two species and a reminder of the beauty found in understanding. Meanwhile, whispers of Ethan's act spread among the colonists, stirring a mix of reactions. Some were suspicious, arguing that helping Azari could endanger the colony. But others, inspired by Ethan's courage, started questioning their own preconceptions. Small gestures of kindness began to surface, a human offering shelter to a Azari refugee, a colonist trading food with an alien neighbor. Though the changes were subtle, a shift had begun. The colony was not perfect, but Ethan's compassion had sparked a conversation about unity and empathy. Many colonists, watching Ethan's unwavering dedication to LRA, realized that their shared humanity could be a strength, not a barrier. As Ethan and LRA embarked on the final leg of their journey to the sanctuary, They left behind not only the prejudices of the colony but also a new seed of hope, reminding everyone that compassion, when cultivated, could transform even the most fear-ridden hearts.